Hello friends, welcome to Spectrum School of Economics and wishing you all happy new year. From today onwards, I am going to teach you microeconomics in 360 angle. So, with this help, you can crack UGC NET exam, set exams of all states. So, let's begin with the introduction to economics. The term economics, which came from ancient Greek word oikonomos. Oikonomics is taken from two words, that is oikonomos and nomos. Sorry, oikonos or oikos and nomos. Here, oikos means household, then nomos means management, customs or law. Thus, the term economics means management of household. So, the subject was earlier which is known as a political economy, but in 19th century it is renamed as economics by Alfred Marshall. So, when it comes to economic theory is a systematic and logical explanation of how economic activities and relationship operate in a society, and it also seeks to explain how individuals, households and governments make choices regarding the use of scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants. So you can just highlight here, so because it will help you to remember that some economic terms, so you need to keep in your mind. Here you have to write in your notes, that is regarding choice making, then unlimited human wants. So these terms are especially related to the economics. In simple word, economic theory studies how people decided what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce under the condition of scarcity. We know that scarcity is there. It means resources are very scarce, but human wants are unlimited. So, in order to fulfill these human wants, we need to optimize the goods and services which are in a scarce. So, we have to utilize them in an optimal way. So, this economic theory explains cause and effect. This can also you can write in our notes. It will explain the cause and effect relationship between economic or in economic life, and it also helps us to understand why prices are rising or falling, or how consumers maximize their satisfaction, and how producers maximize profit, then how income is distributed, and how market functions under different conditions were working. So these things are happening, or how these things are going through the various sectors. So it will help to understanding the economic activities in a society with the help of economic theory. So when it comes to definitions of economics, there are several definitions are there. So the first thing is, or first definition is wealth definition. This wealth definition is given by classical economist and mostly associated with the JBC Adam Smith. So this wealth definitions was mainly associated with the classical economist. So we can consider Adam Smith as a father of economics, and then he written the book called An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations in 1776. So here Adam Smith will de-link the economics from political economy. Here he will give particular definition of economics, then he will de-link with the from political economy. Then he explained it in a scientific manner. That is why Adam Smith is considered as a father of economics. Please take this note. Then some points related to the wealth definition. So when some definitions are very prominent, we have to keep in our some things related to the particular definitions. So according to the JBC, economics is the study of science of wealth. He will tell that it is the study of science of wealth. You just write in our notes, science of wealth. Then according to the Adam Smith, economics is the science which deals with health. Again he also tells that wealth. So this wealth definitions is telling that economics is studying about wealth perspective. So according to this definition, economics explains how wealth is produced, then how it consumed, then exchanged and distributed. And according to Adam Smith, man is a economic man, and economics is a science of study of wealth only, according to wealth definition only. Then this definition deals with causes behind the creation of wealth. So this wealth definition related to the each and every aspects of wealth, and it only consider material wealth only. This also we can write in our notes. So this is about wealth definition. The next definition is welfare definition. Which one? Welfare definition. This definition was given by Alfred Marshall. You can write in our notes this, Alfred Marshall. So he was the follower of Adam Smith, and he wrote the famous book called Principles of Economics or Principles of Political Economy in 1870. According to him, economics is one side study of wealth, on other and more important side is the study of part of man or welfare of the man. So he will stress the term welfare, and according to this definition, economics is a social science, and according to the definition, goods are classified into two types or two categories, that is material good and immaterial good. According to Alfred Marshall, economics is a normal science, but here this welfare definition telling that economics is a social science. The top priority is given to man or welfare of a man, and secondary priority is given to the wealth. Here this Alfred Marshall telling that we have to give more importance to the welfare instead of wealth. So Marshall enhanced the status of man from economic man to social man, and economics related to only some material goods which promote human welfare. So here the every concepts are related to the welfare of man. So this is very important. So keep in your mind, welfare definition was given by Alfred Marshall, and you also remember his book. Sometimes examiner may ask to match the author and books. So many times this question is also raised. In upcoming classes, I will explain some MC questions which are there in a PYQs. So then scarcity definition. The definition was given by Lionel Robinson or Robbins. Lionel Robbins gave this definition. He wrote famous book, an essay on nature and significance of economic science in 1932. So here what they will tell that economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. According to Robbins, he will tell that we have to study the scarces or scarcity, because our resources are very scarce, so we need to study them in a particular way, and we need to use them in an optimal way. So what this definition tells that wants are unlimited, and then these resources are limited, and alternative uses of limited are very less, and problem of choice also we need to consider here because sources are very scarce. Then growth definition. This growth definition was given by J.M. Keynes and P.A. Samuelson, and in the book written by Samuelson was Economics, an Introductory Analysis in 1948. In this book, he gave a new definition to the economics, that is growth definition. What it will tell that economics is the study of how men and society choose with or without use of money to employ the scarce productive resources that would have alternative uses to produce various commodities over a time for distributing them for consumption now or in future among the various persons and groups in a society. And it also analyzes the cost and benefits of improving pattern or resources or use allocation. So here the Keynes and P.S. Samuelson were telling that growth is very important center of development or center of economics. So we need to focus on growth, and they introduced growth definition in 1948, the book called Economics and Introductory Analysis. So some points or some highlights related to this definition is it also accepts the unlimited wants and limited resources which have alternative uses. And according to Samuelson, problem of scarcity of resources not only confined to present but it also to the future. The scarcity is not only about present, it also confined with the future. It means he introduced the concept of time element. Because of this, he introduced the concept of time element. Then he also adopted dynamic approach to study economics, considering economic growth as an integral part of economics. And this definition includes Marshall welfare definition and Robinson's scarcity definition. So the next thing is scope of economics. What are the things comes under this economics? So there are two approaches, traditional approach and modern approach. In traditional approach, economics is a social science, and it also studies man's behavior as a rational social being. Then it is considered as a science of wealth. This is science of wealth in relation to the human welfare. And it also studies about earning and spending of income was considered to end of all economic activities. And wealth was considered as a means to end, and the end being human welfare. So this is traditional approach. In modern approach, the economics includes an individual either as a consumer or producer can optimize his goal is an economic decision. Here consumer wants to maximize his satisfaction, and producer also wants to maximize his profit. So in modern approach, it considers both individuals called consumer or producer. Here the scope of economics lies in analyzing economic problems and suggesting policy measures. And social problems can thus explained by abstract theoretical tools or by empirical methods. In classical discussion, economics is a positive science, and it seeks to explain what the problem is and how it tends to solve. in modern approach, economics will studies about the problems which are related to the economy, and it also gives some solutions. And in modern time, it is both positive and normative science. Because of this solution based approach, in modern time we can consider economics is a positive and normative science. Economists of today deal economic issues not merely as they are, but also they should be. It means here nowadays economists are dealing with some economic issues, and as they are should be like this, or like they are giving to some frameworks. So, and welfare economics and growth economics are more normative than positive approach here, where in modern approach. Then features of economics. Here we can tell that economics is a science, but someone tell that economics is art. So economics is a both science and art. As a science, economics is a systematic body of knowledge which traces the relationship between cause and effect, and it also observation of certain facts, systematic collection and classification and analysis of facts, and it also making generalization on the basis of relevant facts and formulating laws or theories thereby. And it also subjecting in theories to the test of real world observation. As a science, economics is to test the real world observation like physics, chemistry, botany. Economics also satisfy the above four characteristics. Economics is regarded as a science. As an arts, it is a system of rules for attainment of given end. The object of art is to formulate rules to be used for the formulation of policies. This is about economics as a science and arts. Then economics is a normative science, or economics as a positive science. As a normative science, it explains what ought to be and what not to ought to be, and it also relates to value judgments. As a normative science, it relates to the value judgments, and it also deals with good and bad, or right or wrong. And according to Alfred Marshall, economics is a normative science. This you can take as a point in your notebook. So according to him, economics is a normative science. Economics is both positive and normative. Someone telling that economics is a both positive and normative. Sometimes we should consider it as a both. So when it comes to positive science, it explains what it is and it, but not what ought to be, and it also explains about things as they are, but it does not deal with the value judgments. As a positive science, it does not deal with the value judgments. According to Lionel Robinson, economics is a positive science. This also you can note in our book. Lionel Robbins regarded economics as a positive science. Then economics as a deductive method or inductive method. As a deductive method, it is also called as prior method. Abstract method, or analytical method. In this method, the laws or theories are prepared on the basis of fundamental assumption. So, as a deductive method, the economic theories considers some fundamental assumptions. In this method, the logic proceeds from general to particulars. Here, in deductive method, this approach studies general to particular. For example, law of diminution marginal utility, or law of equimarginal utility, or law of consumer surplus, etc. The classical economist, you can also take this, classical economist followed deductive method. Then when it comes to inductive method, this method is also known as historical method or statistical method. In this method, laws or theories are prepared on the basis of facts or statistical data. In this method, logic proceeds from particular to general. Here you can highlight this, particular to general. Here particular to general, here general to particular. Keep this in our mind carefully. For example, law of variable proportions, law of returns to scale, population theories, etc. Here modern economists followed inductive method. Modern economists are telling that economics is a study of inductive method, or inductively you can study, or from particular to general we can study the things. So this is about inductive method. Then we can compare this positive economics and normative economics. So one second. The meaning of positive economics and normative economics. The positive economics means that studies economics as it is. Positive economics studies economy as it is. But this normative economics studies economy as it should be. Like it is a judgment. It is going to judge. Then this positive economics is a descriptive and analytics, but normative is prescriptive and value based. Here it is going to judging or valuing the things. Then it concerned with facts and causes or cause effect relationship. But normative economics based on value judgments or opinions. And positive economics answer to the question what is, but normative is what ought to be. Here it free from value judgments, it involves value judgment. It can be tested or verified with the facts. It can't be tested or verified. Its main objective is to explain the economic behavior, but normative science or normative economics is to recommend economic policies. For example, an increase in a price reduces quantity demanded. Here we are just checking the facts. But in normative economics, it is telling that government should be reduce income inequality. It is like judging, or it is telling opinions, or it is a value based. Then we are using this positive economics in helps prediction consequences of policies, and this normative in describe the policies. What is the nature of this positive economics is factual statements, but this normative based on opinions. Then when it comes to economic problems, majorly we have three types of economic problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So it is already there. What to produce means more food grains or luxury goods, whether we have to produce food grains or cars. How to produce, here labor intensive or capital intensive technology. With technology we have to use to produce the things. When it comes to for whom to produce, it's like a fight between rich and poor. It means for whom to produce, for whether for rich or whether for poor, that we should be decided. So this is about all the background things which related to the economics. Any things which are there, any doubts you have, you can comment there. I will answer you. Then anything you want to ask, you just comment there. I will reply to you. So this is the first lecture related to the economics. From today onwards, I am going to upload 3 videos in a week. So it going to cover in a 360 angle. So it should be helpful from basic to advanced. From basic to advanced. So anything is there, you just comment there. Remaining things we can discuss in a next class. Okay, thank you all.